There's a question that I usually ask business owners, and I ask this of their leadership team as well, and it's amazing how many people get it wrong. It's absolutely beautiful here today. The question is, who is your customer? And it's not quite as simple as you might think. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say that your life's ambition has been to open up a coffee bar that serves nothing but straight up Kahlua drinks. And so you have this great idea, you open up shop. At first, you're the only person there. You're the chief cook and bottle washer, you do everything. And customers start showing up. You do a good job serving them, they start spreading word of mouth, and even more customers show up. Pretty soon you've got way more customers than you can handle, and you decide to hire some help. There's an interesting thing that happens when you hire these new folks. Your customer actually changes. Your customer, as the boss, as the leader, is no longer those people who are walking through the front door. Your customer is now the people that you're leading, and you have to hand off the responsibility for those people walking through the door handing you money to this group of people that you're charged with leading. Now, if you do that really well, the time, the attention, the resources that you pour into them are going to give them the stuff that they need to serve those people who are going to ultimately lead to the success of your business. But you have to get this clear. If you don't change your perspective and you don't realize that your customer has changed, you usually wind up with a lot of disgruntled employees who don't see you as a leader. They just see you as somebody who's interested in pinning issues on them. You don't really empower them to serve the people that are walking through your front door. Here's another way that we see this in real life in the businesses that we work with and in companies that we come in to take a look at. In a standard org chart, you've got all these different people. Now, if you really buy into this servant leadership mantra, you know that you're going to be serving the people underneath you. The leadership, the managers are supposed to be, just like we just talked about, they're supposed to be perceiving the people that they're serving as their customers. But what happens to the people under them? Sometimes it's difficult to see who your actual customer is because everybody perceives that it's the people outside the organization, when in reality, there's usually a very small group, the salespeople, the customer service reps, the retail front end, who are actually engaged with that final end customer, and that's who their customer is. For the folks who are say vetting prospects and taking leads into the company, their customer is the salesperson that they're helping be successful when they pass those leads on to them. For the accountants, the bookkeepers, their customers might be folks like those submitting time and expense reports for reimbursement. So it varies throughout the organization, but when you get clear about who your customer is, so many different things in the organization change, and the culture of the organization changes because people are really focused on who they should be serving. What's interesting is when we have situations where people aren't getting along, communication stinks in the organization, there's a lot of passing the buck and nobody's taking responsibility for things, or there's blame shifting, or just poor interaction among team members, we always find that the customer, the perception is that the customer is somewhere else. The customer is out there somewhere, and nobody's ever dealing with the customer. And when there's breakdown in people serving others on the team, it's because there has been no proactive decision, there's been no communication, there's been no education about who these internal customers are, much less any explicit mandate to go out and serve those people. If you don't have that direct interaction with people who are buying the company's goods and services, look internally and figure out who your customer is. If you know that, and if you do a good job of serving those people, the people who do buy your products, your goods and services, are going to be much happier. It all trickles down. I'll see you guys tomorrow.